Hey everybody, this would be my very first live video, live Facebook. So if you're tuning in, cheers. Thanks for joining me. And I'm sorry for all the shake. This is a pretty shaky table. And all the echo. I was actually thinking about doing podcasts from this spot, and now I know I can't do that. So, hey Nick, how you doing, buddy? So this is the first anything I've actually done from the RV. Well, I've done some writing. I've done some stuff. But first anything I've actually produced, I guess. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. So, nothing really to say. I don't have much to report or anything. The RV lifestyle is going pretty well so far. We went to a boot camp this weekend, and well, gosh, the name has just flown right out of my head. Livingston, Texas. We went to a boot camp there and hung out for the weekend and just kind of learned a bunch of stuff that I probably should have known already before actually buying the RV, but it was good. It was good. Had a good time. Learned a lot. We got the RV sort of organized. It was kind of a big mess before we started. So the important thing is I have all my booze in the RV. So, and not just in here, like in cabinets and that sort of thing. So, hi, Mom. My mom just joined. So it was a good week. A good weekend. We took off kind of late on Friday. Got into the RV park, Rainbow's End, I think it was called. And sorry, I gotta hung out there for 2 or 3 days and went to all these different little meetings and just had a good time. So that's really all it was about. Head is huge. Thanks, Michael. It's true. I have a lot in common with the Easter Island folks. The guys buried up to their necks. They found bodies, not like dead bodies, but bodies of the statues. So anyway, I guess I could answer some questions or something if anybody wants to ask me anything. Carrie, you can have one. You can get one. Just go to your local, RV dealer and hand them lots of money. That's all it takes, really. Anyone can do it. Maori, I don't know what that means, Nick. Sorry. It's a very strange conversation when you're the only one actually speaking. And so, of course, Nick wants to pop in. He's texting me right now to ask what I'm up to, because Nick's a jerk. I'm going to mute him. Okay. Biggest surprise so far? I don't know. We haven't had any major surprises so far, other than, let's see. I learned a couple of things about managing like tire pressure and that sort of thing that I didn't think I for some reason I never picked up on before. I have a compressor. Found that I can adjust the compressor so I can fill my air pressure, and that's great. That's the thing I've been looking for. I cry into my huge pillow nearly every night right now, Michael. Actually, there was that moment. There were a couple of moments where Kara and I, after kind of moving in, we got on the road, we got to the RV camp, and we were in bed that night, and the RV was still a huge mess, and we had this moment like, what the hell did we just do? So, but we survived. We're surviving it. How is Minnie liking it? She's digging it, actually. Now, I think it freaks her out a little when we open the door and there's a new place outside. We've done that to her like 3 times now. Because this morning when I went to take her out, she ran for the door, got to the top step and stopped like she didn't know where she was. I'm not concerned about cold weather, Lacey, actually, mostly because we don't intend to go into snow or anything if we can avoid it, and if we do, we'll take precautions and just we'll keep the water hoses warm and that sort of thing. We'll figure it out, but we're not really all that worried about cold just yet. I agree, Michael. It's actually so far we've only been in it for 3 or 4 days full time, and I mean we're digging it so far. I mean, what can I do? I mean, months from now we may hate it, but who knows? Shanna, we'll be in DC. We're going to work on DC. We're going to work on, well, we've got lots of places in mind. There's a huge bucket list. The thing we got to do right now is get Kara freed up from being tethered to Houston. if we can get her into something that will allow her to travel and make a little cash on the side, it'd be great. Or you guys could go out and buy all my books and just keep buying everything I put out. That'll help too. And tell everyone you know to do the same. So not visiting Nick for the 6 months. You know, I actually wouldn't mind hanging out with Nick for 6 months. I think we'd get sick of each other. The bromance would slowly fade. Visit in the spring. I missed. So some of the comments fly by before I get a chance to actually answer. I'm sorry. A book tour, yes, Lacey. That's kind of one of the ideas. We'll schedule ahead, and we still got to kind of figure out how we're going to do this. But we definitely want to treat this like an ongoing book tour, and also sort of this is the world's sort of longest house hunt. We're just going to drive around looking for the places that we think are cool and find the place we like the best and buy some property and see what we got to do. So there's a lot sort of riding on this, I guess. We put a lot of extra pressure on ourselves. I will bring the booze, Michael. You can count on it. And I would definitely love to shoot things. I only have my 9mm now. I had to put everything else kind of away, but I kept a little something just in case anybody's watching and thinks they can get into the RV later. So, welcome, Pete. Good to see you, man. It's been interesting kind of trying to get everything put away. We have a tendency as humans to want to have a whole lot of stuff, and having a whole lot of stuff and having an RV are somewhat incompatible concepts, but we're doing all right. We're making a few modifications here and there, and you know, as far as organization goes, not like modifying the RV, but like, you know, we'll, you know, tack on some shelves in this cupboard so that we can have a little bit of extra vertical space, use the vertical space, that sort of thing. So it's been interesting. And I know it's going to get a lot more interesting as we go. It's not we're nowhere near into this yet. We're sort of improvising. So basically, you're going from an apartment to a tiny home on wheels. Yes, that's true. And I kind of like that I'm part of a movement, although we had no idea that movement existed when we first started doing this. When we first talked, and sorry for the shake, I'm going to try not to touch the table, but when we first started talking about getting in an RV, it was just for the exploration of it. I didn't realize there was a whole movement behind it. Peter, what's going on, man? I'm living a life. I don't know if it's the life, but I am definitely living a life. How's the bedroom situation? Marvin Gaye, man, every night. Got a little strobe ball going in there? Yeah. What brand is your polo? Target. Yeah, that's it. I need to get the little tags off the bottom of our glasses, but they're plastic, and I don't know how to do that without that. I guess I can soak them, but usually I would, if they were glass, I'd use like Goo Gone or something, but it will eat right through this. So that's a sort of weird problem to have, I know. Which glasses, Nick? Oh, bathroom. Oh, okay. Well, hey, look, I'm an open book, Jamie. Wait a minute. You're asking about the bathroom, but the bedroom was TMI? No, we have no bathroom issues, we'll say. There's no real problem there. It's the bathroom is actually it's small, but it's kind of nice, actually. I mean, we've got a full standing shower, we've got the toilet and everything. Nothing, no odors, no backing up issues. As long as I take care of it, it's all fine. So learned a few things about that this weekend too. Mostly that the biggest secret to keeping your black tank, which is where all the bad, nasty stuff goes, keeping that from smelling all the time, is water. I mean, so far that's the biggest secret. Okay, no, Peter, I think you actually do have. So you wouldn't confess that you have that dancing pole in your bedroom unless it was true. So Peter's a freak, everybody. Yes, Nick, I know your RV can beat up my RV. That's a given, buddy. I'm looking forward to writing some books from the RV. I put now Quelo Medallion was actually published while we were in the RV on our first long trip, but I haven't actually written anything in total. Just contributed bits and pieces here and there. So that first book that was released, that was completely written in the RV, I'll have to make some special announcement about it. Michael Bunker, I make that joke probably 10 times a day. My wife's sick of it. When we were staying with our in-laws, my in-laws, her parents, for half a month while we got the RV ready, and we pulled the RV up to the front of their house on the last day, the day we moved into it, and I stood outside, and the very first thing I did was stand over by the pumps and everything and yelled, "Shitter's full." I'm so lame. Okay, now we got people asking other people questions. I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves. I got things to do. Delicious things to do. Okay, 35 footer, Scott. That's cool. Yeah, ours is 38, but it's ridiculously long in my opinion. But there are still others that are longer out there. Like someone we ran into at the boot camp was in like a 45 footer, which actually that's really inconvenient. There are a lot of places you can't get into with it. A lot of national parks may not let us in actually at 38 foot, but a lot of national parks won't let you in over like the 40 foot. So. It is the dream, Shauna, to live in the RV with your dog. I mean, we didn't own a dog until a couple of months ago, but I realized I've become incredibly cliche. So, Xandria, is that 27 foot? Is that what you're talking about? Got a 27 footer. 38 is the limit at national parks. Good to know. Good to know. I've heard varying numbers actually, but I don't necessarily trust all my sources. So we're doing some boondocking here and there. Now right now we're at a campground just outside of Pearland, Texas. I say campground. I don't know what to call it. It's an RV resort, really, and a pretty nice one. We're just outside of Pearland. That's basically just outside of Houston, and we've kind of been we've been here we were here yesterday and last night. We haven't spent much time here yet, but we'll be here for the next basically week, and then I go down to Angleton High School to speak at their library on Friday, and then that afternoon we're rolling out to Naples, Florida. So we'll be hanging out in Naples for Thanksgiving with Kara's family. There's a kind of long-running tradition to spend Thanksgiving with her aunt and uncle and her cousins and her parents at one location or another. Last year we were here in the Sugar Land area, and then I think before that we were in the year before that, I can't remember if I think we were in Manhattan the year before that, and then it was like Salt Lake City and Pittsburgh, and we get to travel a lot because of her family. So now we're bringing our hotel room with us. Lacey, I'm talking to high school kids about writing, actually, and it's just they want me to bring lots of copies of my 30-day author book, so I'm going to do that. And they were supposed to be pre-ordering some fiction, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But that really doesn't matter. I kind of just enjoy being in these schools and talking to the kids about what they're doing, about what I'm doing really, and what they could be doing. And it's kind of surprising to me how often I meet kids who really want to be authors. Michael Scott Earl, yes, more bow tie. I definitely need to just, anytime I do one of these, I'll just slap one on. Maybe I hate using the fake bow ties, but I could just get one of the fake ones and just quickly bow tie up. Yes, Peter, surprising to everyone, I write books now. Actually, I cheat. I really just use the same words over and over again and just change the order. So, permanent or temporary on the RV? That depends, honestly.
it's temporary right now. I mean, that's kind of the idea, is to just spend like a year or two in the RV and then see what happens. If we don't like it after 6 months, you know, we're gonna look for another way to live, get an apartment or get a house or whatever. If we don't like it after 2 years, well, same thing. But if we decide, you know, 2 years from now we're in it and we really dig it, who knows? I mean, we ran into tons of people who are full-timing, you know, they're going on like year 10, year 20. Just astounding to me. But one thing I think will happen over time is we'll slowly get rid of some of the things that we brought in. I'm going to be honest. I got rid of a ton of my stuff before moving in. Now, there is some stuff in storage, and we're still going through that. We'll spend a couple of weekends digging through that, and we're going to have a garage sale somehow, somewhere, and then get rid of more of our stuff. But I kind of like the idea of going a little more minimalist, because I'm sort of tired of being weighed down by my stuff. Having a home that can be anywhere, anytime is very cool, but it would be even better if you know, even without this RV, we could just, you know, pick up and go. But Kara does not necessarily share the views of Kevin Tumlinson, and that's okay. She's managed to compromise. Actually, this was her idea, so don't let me fool anybody. She didn't have to be persuaded too much. She actually came to me. What? No, one bow tie. I may have missed some of the conversation, but no, definitely not one bow tie. I have like 100 bow ties. I don't wear them that much anymore. I don't get much opportunity to wear them. Maybe I'll wear one Friday. It'd be RV if I could find a way to convert one into solar. So, Shauna, there are, depending on the size of the RV, actually it doesn't matter the size, but you can now get lithium-ion packs and do solar power, and there are people who are honestly living completely off-grid in these things. Maybe not so much this size, but definitely the smaller ones. And if you don't mind, like the vans, like the Roadtrek vans, those can definitely run off of solar indefinitely. Roadtrek has their EcoTrek system, which is they'll deck out the top with a bunch of solar panels, and they have lithium-ion packs, and they have a generator system that's tied to the engine so that if you're running off battery power and it gets low, the engine will start and charge it back up. I have a similar system in this RV, but we're still running off lead acid, but I plan on switching that at some point if I can. Maybe later, Michael, when we're alone, just me and you, I'll put the bow tie on. Actually, I'm wearing a bow tie right now. You'll have to guess where. I don't know what you mean, Michael Scott. I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Hey, we got 100 comments so far. I've done very little but talk and drink whiskey. Very, very good whiskey too. Could be the penis. Could be the penis. Yes, a horse and a tent is very much the same. This all started with a tent, actually. And the funny part of the story is, I had my truck and my Toyota Tundra. We had a truck tent and an inflatable mattress, because this was the only way I was getting Kara to go camping. And we went on one trip, just one. Used the truck tent, we used the mattress. It was hot and sweaty during the day and freezing cold at night, and we were completely unprepared, and yet Kara still loved it, and that sparked the whole thing. So, yes, Kara's at work right now. That's why I get to play. Actually, I mean, I just wrapped up, just before I started this, I wrapped up a bunch of my Draft to Digital stuff. So I haven't really been out of the RV much today, other than to take Minnie for walks and stuff. So I'm probably going to hop on the Vespa. See, this is the life I have now, okay? I got RVs and Vespas and tiny dogs that go in backpacks and that sort of thing. That's my life now. Yeah, I know, Michael. I watch your FB Live videos. Dude, I had you on my mind when I started this, because I'm like, I got no cigars to roll. I can't roll any cigars. So, all right. Well, I just got the on my way home message from Kara, and I'm going to wrap up and do something. I've done a couple of things. I fixed this lamp behind me today. That was one thing I did at lunch. I had parts and had to fix a lamp. So, Buddy says, do you think living in the RV will make it easier to hide the secret that you're Spider-Man? Not if people keep broadcasting it on Facebook Live. All right. Yes, pants time. Marshall, I love Lamp too. I love Lamp and I love you. So, thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to do more of these. Don't know what the focus will be. Maybe there will be no focus. It'll just be your everyday word slinger and his glass of whiskey and whatever else is on his mind. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everything you do. God bless all of you. And we'll chat again soon. So take care, everybody. See ya.